What's up, guys? Welcome to week 2 of this pantry slash freezer challenge that I am doing the month of January. This is a part of the Three Rivers challenge where Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, she does a challenge every January and February where she does not go grocery shopping and just tries to use the staples that are in her house. It is all to get ready for next gardening season. I am doing this mostly because I have freezers full of meat from Butcher Box, as well as produce from the summer garden that I didn't have a chance to preserve. And so for me, this is mostly a freezer challenge, but I do have some pantry staples that I have on my counter or on my shelves that I want to use up. And so I'm definitely trying to incorporate those things because I'm tired of looking at them. Kind of like olives is one of them because my daughters loved olives and I had a bunch of cans of them and they decided they don't like olives anymore. So we've been definitely using olives. Today is day 1 of week 2. I just finished week 1 and I think it went lovely. We didn't have any leftovers, or we don't have any leftovers from week 1, and so we are starting a new week. Tonight I'm going to be making chili inside of my Instapot. I was supposed to start this morning inside of the crock pot before I left for church, but I was in a rush, I forgot and left. So now I'm going to just be throwing everything inside my Instapot. It is already, cooked because I'm going to be using my canned beans. I have canned tomato, diced tomatoes. I have this canned pasta sauce that I made last week, so I'm going to be using that. I have canned tomato sauce. I also have, and then I have this chicken. I decided to use chicken instead of beef because I have lots bags of chicken that I use to make broth, and then I just pulled the chicken off the bones and then froze them. And this was actually part of another bag, but I didn't use it all last time, so I'm going to be using it and making it into chicken chili instead of beef chili. What's up, guys? This is day 3. Does it say 3? This is day 3. Yesterday we just had leftover chili. I actually didn't get a clip of the chili being done. I didn't realize until it was already too late. But tonight I am throwing in some, what is this called? Pasta noodles into my Instapot. I'm gonna let it cook for 5 minutes, and then I am going to have, what is it called? The sauce that I made last week. It was the teriyaki sauce from that chicken that I made last week. I froze the rest of it. I'm actually just gonna be using it to have teriyaki noodles tonight. I actually just walked inside the door, that's why I still look like this. These noodles I got from Walmart. Walmart was having like a clearance discount sale on these type of pasta noodles, and they were 25 cents a bag. So I think I ended up getting like 3 cases worth, and like each case had like 18. So I have a bunch of these noodles. They taste delicious. So we do eat a lot of spaghetti, especially because we already have ground beef in like canned ground beef, and so it's a quick dinner that my kids enjoy and I enjoy as well, with Parmesan cheese. Delicious. This week's dinners are going to be a little different because I didn't realize when I was planning my meal plan, I put different dinners on the calendar, so 30 different dinners for the whole month. That was my that was the teriyaki sauce. I had frozen teriyaki sauce and I forgot to defrost it earlier, and so I'm just warming it up in the microwave, so when these noodles are ready I can add it into it and probably add chicken. But anyway, like I was saying, I didn't realize when I was planning my meal plan that baseball season was going to start, and so baseball actually started yesterday, and that changes everything. That changes dinners and how I do dinners, because sometimes my son is not here for dinner, and so sometimes he eats at the school, or sometimes he comes home and he's super hungry. It just all depends. Also, sometimes it's just me and the girls eating, sometimes my husband's working late, and so it all just changes the dynamic of dinners. So tonight, my daughters, probably 2 of them out of 3 are not going to be eating. 1 is sick, has been sick since yesterday, so that's why we had lots of leftover chili. We still actually have leftover chili, but we're tired of chili, and so I am storing it and I will reuse it another time. Today on the meal plan actually said spaghetti, but since we had that chili for 2 days in a row and that is like a red sauce, I didn't want spaghetti. And then the next day it said pot roast, and I didn't defrost pot roast in time because I had a headache yesterday and today. I think it was caffeine because Once I drank coffee, it got a little better, my espresso. So it got a little better. That's not good. But, so yeah, so I'm freezing that spaghetti or that chili, and I will reuse that probably on Sunday when when I was going to make taco, what is it called? Taco soup. I would probably take that out and then just add some broth to it and make it into taco soup. So when we come home from church, but right now we're all red sauced out. So I thought noodles would be quick, it would be easy. My son just got home from baseball. He's hungry, even though he ate before he left. And so this is going to be dinner tonight. Oh, another funny story about that chili. So I actually ended up adding in, I was mixing up the chili and thought that it needed a little more meat. And so I thought I found another bag of chicken in my freezer, dumped it in there, wasn't even paying attention until it was all ready, and then it was full of bones. I don't have any footage of it, but I came back to stir the chili and to dish out bowls, and it was a bag of chicken bones that I defrosted, or that I cooked from a whole chicken and then just saved the bones to make broth at a later time. And I wasn't even paying attention when I put it in. I just put the whole frozen pack in there and walked away. And so it was fun, not fun, digging out all of the chicken bones. My kids thought that was very funny to tell me how many chicken bones I missed while they were eating chili. So that's another reason why we don't want any more chili, because finding chicken bones or slimy chicken skin in your chili just was not fun. So they were very forgiving and ate it for 2 nights, but we are done. I've never grown kohlrabi successfully. This is my first year. So I've never tasted kohlrabi either. That's the Instapot. I'm letting it quick release. It's sat for 10 minutes, and now I'm letting the rest of the air release so I can get on with dinner. But this actually tastes really good. I really like this. It kind of reminds me of like a turnip, or maybe like a broccoli stem or something of that nature. I do like it. I think I cut them into slices or like matchbook style, because I think I'm going to put them in this pickling brine that I have along with the cauliflower. I didn't measure the water, the liquid in here, so I do have to drain this. Oh, that was hot. I don't know why I did that. I do have to drain this liquid. Okay, so I have the sauce. I just froze in this container. When I froze this, it did have some chicken pieces in it, so it might still have, well, I mean, of course it will still have the chicken pieces in it. Aiden, you ready for food? I actually didn't add any meat to this because I didn't feel like eating meat right now. Tastes delicious. Nice and warm because I am feeling cold. So that tastes delicious. I am gonna have the raw kohlrabi because I think it tastes yummy and it has a nice crunch. And then I did pickle some, and I'll taste that pickle tomorrow. What's up, y'all? It is day 3. No, it's not. It's day 1, 2, 3, 4. It's day 4. Yesterday we had that quick noodles. I am struggling, okay, with my son starting baseball. This past Monday, I'm struggling. Your girl's struggling over here. This honesty. I keep forgetting to, like, by the time the night comes, I go to sleep and keep forgetting to take out meat for the next day. And so I was going to do chicken today. I'm still going to do chicken, but this chicken's frozen, y'all. It's literally frozen. Frozen chicken thighs. I I'm going to just take it out, put it on the tray, and I'm going to put it in the oven on broil because I don't want to put it in the crock pot. I mean, the Instant Pot. I know that it would be faster, but I don't want shredded or jiggly chicken because we're still traumatized from that chicken chili. And so I'm going to put this, I want barbecue chicken today. So I'm going to put this on my, my 9x13 and maybe put it on broil just to kind of like defrost it and let them separate. And then once they separate and like all the liquid and all that stuff dissolves, I'll come back and put barbecue. I'm going to actually be using my peach barbecue sauce that I made earlier in the spring for this, and I think we're going to have it over rice because we did noodles yesterday, so I'm thinking we're going to have it over rice. Y'all, let me tell you how crazy I am. I just looked on my meal plan calendar and I just remembered that I actually did plan dinner tonight. It was supposed to be beans, which is why I didn't take out any meat for today. I just looked over there again and was like, oh, what's the rest of the week? And I was like, oh, tonight I was supposed to do barbecue beans and cornbread. But I just put that chicken inside of the oven. And so now I'm thinking I could use that chicken for tomorrow and still do the barbecue beans and cornbread tonight. And then have barbecue chicken already ready for tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, because if I do the barbecue beans, obviously I have the beans already on my pantry shelf and I have the barbecue, just add it together. It'll be super quick. The only thing I have to do is make the cornbread. But since I already put that chicken inside the oven and I have about 45 minutes before I have to pick up my son from baseball, this is a hard choice. So I decided I am going to make cornbread tonight. So I just have 2 eggs. That's eggs from our chickens inside that bowl. I'm going to use 1 1/4 cup of this cornmeal. And I'm just going to go ahead and make the cornbread. This is just a recipe that I looked up because I am going to use my cast iron skillet to make this. And it calls for 3/4 cup of flour, and it does call for 1/4 cup of sugar. I need to refill my sugar. So I think it's going to be fairly sweet, and I haven't had cornbread in a very long time. I need a teaspoon of salt and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I also needed 8 tablespoons of melted butter, and I just put butter in the cast iron and let it melt. I didn't measure if it was 8 tablespoons or not because my butter didn't have if it was tablespoons. Now I need 1 1/3 cup. Well, it was 1 cup of buttermilk and then 1/3 cup of milk, but I'm just gonna add 1 1/3 cup of milk. Mix that up. So now it just says pour this into the cast iron and bake it at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. Since I already have my chicken in there at 425, I am just going to lower the temperature to 375 and let this cook. For 25 minutes. This is why I don't put away my Instant Pot, because I use it. I probably use it every day. So it makes no sense of putting it away. I'm just adding a jar of beans that I canned. I'm actually just going to use 1 can of this beans and add a jar of the barbecue sauce I canned. And I'm thinking, since I'm gonna have that chicken tomorrow, maybe I won't make it barbecue. Maybe I'll make it a different flavor. I haven't decided what kind of flavor yet. But since I'm making these beans barbecue, I'm not going to make the chicken barbecue as well. But it's already working. When I went to put in the cornbread, I saw that the chicken had separated, so that's awesome. And now I have them in there at the same time. I have already a can of open barbecue sauce. It's the peach barbecue sauce that we canned together that my son has been using to put on sandwiches. I'm going to use the rest of that jar and flavor it with the beans. This is the rest of this jar. I'm just going to add this in here, and I'm just going to heat this up. So dinner is actually super simple tonight. It's like 2 nights in a row with meatless meals. I could add beef to this because I've done that in the past where I've had barbecue beans with beef, but I'm not going to. And I'm only making a little bit because my oldest daughter, she's still recuperating from a sickness, and I'm just not so sure how hungry my son's gonna be, and my husband's working late, so really it's just gonna be me and maybe a son, maybe not, but 2 smaller girls who aren't gonna have big appetites. So I think just a small portion with the cornbread on the side, plus they have apples, mandarins, bananas. They have other things that they could eat. I think this will be enough for everybody. Also, I forgot to say, we had a late lunch. We didn't have lunch until I think 2 p.m. And so I made biscuits and gravy, and so we still have 3 biscuits. We still have some leftover gravy. And so between the biscuits and sausage gravy and this small portion of barbecue beans and cornbread, I think will be good for dinner. I'm actually not even hungry right now, but I'm making this because I will eat before I go to bed tonight, and just in case I go pick up my son and he's starving, because I never know. He does eat before he goes, but then sometimes he gets there and they're having like a what is it called? Not a family, but a team meal there. Because obviously those kids, my son's homeschooled, so you can eat whenever, but those kids go to public school, and so they're there right after school, and so sometimes they have them dinner, I guess, before they play or while they're playing. So I just walked in from picking up my son at baseball. It was supposed to be over at 6:30. They didn't get out until a little after 7. This is what I'm talking about. My son needs to get his conditional license to drive himself. But let me turn you around and show you how the cornbread turned out. So I just cut a piece, and that is what that's looking like. We're gonna have it with this beans, and that is going to be dinner. Okay, today is day 5 of the pantry / freezer challenge, and I just dropped my son off at school, and I went to Walmart to pick up a few. I ended up spending $62 for this little bit of things. We need some hand soap to refill our hand bathroom soaps. My kids eat 1 bag of grapes in 1 sitting, so I bought 2. This mozzarella cheese. I plan on having Pizza Friday every Friday for the month of January, maybe even going forward, but we have no more mozzarella cheese. I think we had 1 block that I could shred, but I knew that wasn't going to be enough to get me through the whole month, so I just went ahead and got a whole big bag. Surprisingly, the shredded mozzarella cheese and sharp cheddar cheese was actually cheaper by the ounce than it was to buy the block, which usually is cheaper to buy the block and then shred it yourself. But I didn't feel like shredding mozzarella cheese, so since I already have 1 block that I have to shred, I just went and got the pre-shred. We also ran out of string cheese, and my 4-year-old Niall loves string cheese, so she asked me to get a bag of this, so I got a bag of this. My son started college, and he has to take his own lunch because he has about an hour, 45-minute break. So I got some of this pepperoni because we have lots of crackers and cheese. I figured this would be like a quick, easy, do-it-yourself Lunchable that he can bring. We also got some carrots because my kids love these baby carrots. This is the sharp cheese that I got. I'm almost out of sharp cheddar cheese. I like the white one, so instead of the orange one, so I got this. I got some shredded carrots, as well as this iceberg lettuce for salads. My kids really like salads. And then I got 2 bunches of bananas. We are almost completely out of the freeze-dried bananas. Did I just call those freeze-dried bananas? I got 2 bunches of bananas, but we are almost out of the freeze-dried bananas that I freeze-dried a while ago. And so I went ahead while I was there and just picked up more bananas. If my kids don't eat them fresh, I'll end up freeze-drying them. At the beginning of this challenge, I said that I wanted to spend about $25 a week on fresh fruit and vegetables. but I only spent $9 last week, and so this week when I'm at $62, but I bought this hand soap for about $6, and then the pepperoni was another about $4. I would say I'm kind of doing really good if you average out the 2 weeks together, because I did pick up that cheese, but that cheese I'm hoping will last me the whole month, and so I won't have to pick that up again for the next 2.5 more weeks that we have in February. So it is the same day. We are going to, I don't remember if I said it or not, but we are going to have the chicken that I ended up baking yesterday with Spanish inspired rice. I haven't looked up a recipe, but I am going to be making rice with it. I'm going to use a can of diced tomatoes, as well as a can of this mixed vegetables. I already drained the mixed vegetables. I'm not draining the can of diced tomatoes. I have my, what is this called? A pot on the stove. I have my bag of onions from homegrown onions that I grew last year, and my daughter diced them and put them in these reusable bags. I'm going to saute some onions at the bottom of this pot, and then I'm going to add in some rice, probably 2 cups, and brown that before adding in, I think I'll use broth. So that has been sauteing for a little while. I'm gonna add 2 cups of jasmine rice and just brown that a little bit. I'm also gonna add chili powder, oregano, cumin, and then I have this, I don't know how you say this. It's not seed, obviously, it's powder, but I know that they use it in Spanish, like sesame. So I'm going to be adding that. And I'm actually not going to use broth because I only have 3 jars of broth. And I want to, I don't have any plans in the near future to make any broth, so I want to save the broth that I do have. What's up, guys? Today is day 6. Yesterday I started that rice and then I did not get to see it through because I had to leave for counseling. So I actually forgot to put salt inside that rice, so my family informed me of that. Although I came home and it was all eaten, that it did need salt. So that was unfortunate. Today is day 6, like I said. And I was not here during dinner time. I had a conflict of schedule, so my son made pizza. It was his night to make pizza. Anyway, so once again, he made the pizza. My girls prefer cheese. He wanted pepperoni. So, do you think it was better than last week?
Yeah.
So Pizza Friday is, I told him that he could be in charge of Pizza Friday since he did such a good thing with it last week, and so he has made the pizza tonight. I am about to get a slice because, like I said, I just walked in. We're gonna watch a movie, and then tomorrow will be the last night of this challenge of this second week. To be honest, this week was a little bit of a struggle. I was thinking that when I was driving home, knowing that I didn't get to make it to pizza night and that I didn't show the end result yesterday. I'm just like, this is real life. I wasn't here a lot of the days. I, poorly planned baseball season as far as, and then things that I had planned. And so, we ate every night. And then, of course, for a few nights, my daughters were sick. And so that played a big role. But honestly, I was driving and I was thinking like, oh my goodness, this week did not go how I planned. And it's so, you can get discouraged and just feel like, oh my goodness, I'm such a failure and I didn't do good this week, because those are the thoughts that like kind of popped in my head, and I had to realize that there's no competition, it's just against me, and this is just me trying to clear my pantry and freezer. And I did that. We made meals here and we ate here, and so I could be proud of that, even though I didn't get everything how I wanted to and definitely didn't follow the schedule that I had planned. The only thing you could do is do better next time. And so I want to encourage you guys, if you're ever in a place where those thoughts are creeping in, I just want to encourage you that you know, just learn from your mistakes, do better planning next time. I'm not a huge planner in advance, and so I definitely learned some things this week, and just go with it and move forward. And we will see you guys tomorrow.